And welcome to Mobile World Congress 2017. We're talking here with Brendan Gibbs. He's the Vice President and General Manager of Service Provider Network Platforms. And Brendan, welcome to the segment.
Hi, thank you.
Well, thanks for being here. I want to talk about the demand for Cisco to support service providers and their bandwidth, really, and then the consumer's demand for less cost. How do you make that balance?
That's a great question. You know, I've seen analyst reports that indicate that around 25% of SP spending is around CapEx, but 75% is on OpEx. So one of the things we're really driving is a means by which we can help carriers drive their operational costs down, and that's through technologies such as dramatic simplification of their infrastructure, dramatic simplification of the software and services behind that, and especially automation. Automation and virtualization are key technologies to help drive those costs down such that as bandwidth growth continues, the base cost structure can be reset to a lower foundation, and thus carriers can really maintain their profitability.
Now, of course, Cisco's, one of their core competencies is to make service providers more flexible and agile. Can you walk us through maybe the evolution between the old legacy rack and stack approach and now to the software approach?
You know, it really goes back to the automation point that I just noted. One of the historical models for carrier networks is you had siloed domains. You had access domains, you had WAN, you had data center, you had manual configuration of everything. So fundamentally, one of the things that we're seeing is commonality of transport architectures, commonality of protocols, an end-to-end approach to networking, and most importantly, that automation to create that consistent layer such that the infrastructure becomes fully automated and carriers can focus then instead on their service delivery versus having to focus on manual configuration of everything.
Now, of course, I mentioned before that the demand for bandwidth is ever increasing. Would you agree or not that, I would imagine not, but the perception out there by industry is that maybe service providers' revenue is stagnant or just not profitable at this time, and if that's so, why?
You know, I really think that service providers are driving a new level of innovation these days. I think that their service changes, especially driven with mobility and the shift towards 5G, is opening new areas of revenue growth for them and new areas of profitability as they drive to unlock these new streams. Connected cars, connected communities, all driven with mobility is really helping them to combat that trend.
Now, of course, as you may know, with the new presidential administration, that the net neutrality rules might be reversed. How would that affect Cisco's business?
You know, in general, if net neutrality were reversed, then potential service provider spending on CapEx could increase. I think it's a little too early to see how that might specifically impact Cisco.
Brendan, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And to all our viewers, for more of our content on TIA Now, log on to tianow.org. So long.